Hello guys and welcome. This is Mr. Siege. Now today has been absolutely amazing for us Siege players. Now we've had, obviously we knew we were going to get an engineering commander, which has turned out to be Catherine de Medici. We only expected one epic engineering commander, so to give us two is just unreal. Absolutely blown away. And my gosh, it's not the only thing. So we've also been given something else absolutely huge, which of course you guys already know about. And I'm absolutely buzzing right now. In fact, it's almost too much Siege. I thought I'd never say that. We've been given too much, and after the King skill, I was just so mad about the way engineering commanders were going to be thrown out in the future. I thought it's just going to be trash. We're going to get nothing. We're going to get no buffs. All we're going to be doing now is just getting hurt. And that is not true. So, first of all, Lilith, thank you so much. Like, good job. A real good job. Now, let's get cracked on. So, as you can see, we've got Narcissus here. Narcissus, probably. Yeah, I think we call him Narcissus. And Catherine de Medici. I think that's right. Yeah, that sounds good. So, Narcissus was actually born in Armenia and served the Roman army along with Belisarius and under Justinian, apparently. I've done my research again, guys. Done my research. Obviously, we don't know anything else about these. So, what I do know from something I've seen on, I think it must have been a Chinese Lilith reveal. Obviously, they went through some slideshows and stuff. That Narcissus is going to have the defense tree, talent tree, and Catherine de Medici is going to have this skill tree, or at least that's what they said on that meeting, from the picture I've seen anyway at that meeting. So that could be interesting. So Catherine could be a primary commander. Narcissus could also be a primary commander. You know, maybe he's going to have great synergy with Garge Yamada. Obviously, it's only speculation up to now. I don't know anything else about these guys, but epic ranged in the game, as I said a long time ago, is going to be absolutely amazing. And it's fantastic for new players or players that just want to give ranged a try to get used to it and just give it a go in the game. Really, really fantastic chance. Mainly to see if they're going to enjoy the gameplay, you know, whether it suits them, whether they can control other troops with their ranged march or marches. Obviously, I've got no problem controlling them, but then again, I do just use siege marches now. I only run siege on the field. I don't use anything else. Obviously, I fill flags with other marches, but that's about it. So I can't really give advice on whether it's okay to run 4, 5 field marches, you know, melee troops, and then a couple of towers behind or one tower behind. I'm not really sure if it's that feasible, if it's too much work or not. That's hard for me to say. So Catherine de Medici was actually Italian. I mean, kind of obvious by the name. Now, personally, I don't really think this looked like her that much, but someone did say it was her in the chats, obviously from previous videos, so they obviously predicted it was going to be her, so it can't have been too dissimilar, to be honest with you. I thought it was going to be Elizabeth I, but to be fair, I did think Elizabeth I should be a legendary commander, so, you know, it's fair enough. But yeah, welcome to the game, you guys. I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on these commanders, giving them a go, seeing what works well with them, hoping obviously one of these can be paired with Cordoba, and then you've got a really strong ranged march, Cordoba being the best engineering commander that we've got at the moment. Okay, nothing else has been tested, so yes, we've got 4 commanders in game. Another 6 commanders, guys, may be on their way to Rise of Kingdoms in the next 8 weeks or so, which is absolutely mad. So we've been given Stephen and John, which are going to be released in December. Stephen from an event, I believe the King's Tribute event, and John, which will actually be an MGE commander, which is wild, a siege commander on the MGE. So that may save me some gold heads, to be fair. I can get you know, one top spot, maybe a couple of spots in the MGE. I'm not sure yet. Obviously depends what my kingdom give me. I can't imagine anyone else is going to need that commander really that much, and obviously John can be used as a garrison or rally, or he should be able to, so we'll see how that goes. Now, moving on, so that's just fantastic, but that's not it, guys. Okay, now I'm going to skip through some of this, which isn't important to me, although that's great. You know, resource speed up statistics, you know, you can have a look at what resources you've got in your bag. I think that's great. Obviously, this is absolutely huge, okay, getting some resources back. Now, I know it's only 10%, which you can actually see behind here, but 10% is way better than the nothing we got returned before, and all we can do is like just appreciate what Lilith has given us here. You know, getting any resources back is great. You know, more would have been better, but you just can't argue with just being granted something so special like this, really, from Lilith. Now, we're also getting the Mayan civilization. So we're getting 2 new Mayan commanders who will be making their debut. Obviously, any guesses? I've not got my guesses out yet. Now, I did predict this was going to be Siege Civilization 6 months ago, and guys, it is. Okay, so welcome to the game, the new Mayan ranged civilization. I say siege. It says it grants a ranged buff. Okay, it grants a ranged buff. So you'd presume that was siege because that's the only troop type that uses ranged. Now, there's been a lot of questions about what this ranged buff might be. Personally, I think it's probably going to be increased ranged counter damage, or maybe increased normal attack damage, which is great too. Normal attack being better than counter attack, but either I would take. And honestly, all these buildings look so cool. The artists have done a fantastic job with this, and yeah, I can't wait to try it out. So whatever it is, it's going to be better than the 3% health I currently get from France. Now, the healing's nice from France, don't get me wrong, but also we could get the special unit with this civilization. Like, Siege do need a special unit. Everyone else has got a special unit, Siege don't. Now, I did speak about this 6 months ago in the previous video, so I'll leave that in the end screen, and if you're interested, obviously go and check it out. It's worth a watch. Now, my videos weren't that amazing back then, but you know, they're still on now, but you know, it's a little bit better. So go and check that out if you're interested. Okay, now there is one thing to look at in that video, and that's the fact that some of these weapons have actually changed. So I did have a look at it again earlier. Now, he wasn't holding these arrows in his hand. Okay, he was holding another kind of dagger. So they've obviously changed that to be more ranged relevant, I guess. So these arrows, I suppose, obviously the towers we have in Rise of the Kingdom at the moment for Siege fire these bolts. Now, these sort of look like those bolts. Okay, obviously this person here looks more like a woman, to be honest, so we could be getting a woman. I don't know what's hanging out down here, but yeah, it looks like a woman, and she's obviously holding a large spear. Obviously spears can be fired, catapulted, you know, like a giant crossbow sort of thing, just like we've got in Rise of Kingdoms now for siege units. So I guess these weapons are kind of relevant now. They weren't the same as what was in that last video, so go and check it out. It has changed very slightly. I remember this piece here, I'm sure it had little spikes on before, but yeah, there we go. We've got the I say siege civilization, a ranged buffing civilization, but it should be siege. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's going to be siege, so it makes sense for these commanders to be engineering too, just like any of the other recent civilizations. We had Greece, so Pericles and Pyrrhus, they were both infantry because it's infantry civilization, and the Egyptian civilization had Thutmose and what's the other guy's name? And Imhotep, and obviously they were both archer commanders, so it does make sense for these to be engineering commanders, unless they're bringing a completely new troop out into the game, which would be kind of crazy. It's probably going to be up my street, but then you're talking about new armaments and all that palaver, which I don't really want to have to go down. If I do, you know, it might be the case. I'm probably going to start saving some chests right now and just see how it goes. So yes, I have been saving keys up, just in case we got a siege civilization. So I'm in a really good place right now. Loads of silver keys for the epic commanders. I mean, all I need to do is unlock those and I can invest in those, no problem. And 1,100 gold keys, you know, should help out quite a bit. I'm going to unlock the commander, if it's a gold key commander, of course, because obviously getting a civilization, we usually get one epic and one gold key commander. So hopefully I can unlock that commander, maybe get a bit more than that, you know, a decent amount, maybe get 5-1-1-1, and then I can potentially max the commander. Now, obviously, I will be investing heavily into Stephen and John, the new legendary ranged commanders, legendary engineering commanders. So obviously that's going to be very, very costly. That's going to cost a lot of gold heads. I don't know how many heads are going to get on the events just yet, but as you can see, I've got 1,655 legendary sculptures. So around, I'd have to estimate around 1300 are probably going to go into the new legendary ranged commanders, which is going to leave me around 500 by the time the gold key commander comes in. So we might be able to max that. I don't really want to put gold heads into a gold key commander, but for the sake of my channel and obviously everyone else that loves Siege just like I do, I think I might have to do that. I just don't want to leave it, leave me short in the future for upgrading new range commanders that come to the game. But in theory, I should be okay. So we'll just have to see how that goes. So guys, the future is looking absolutely amazing for range commanders. I am so much looking forward to it. It's fantastic what Lilith have done. Big up to them right now, guys. We really need to praise Lilith because I thought Siege would pretty much done in, and yeah, it's a great move. Really looking forward to the future of Siege and playing more and more in Rise of Kingdoms. I could even have 5 marches on the field now, 5 troops out on the field. I had 2 last KVK, just 2 troops on the field, and honestly I actually did really well. I was 30th in the KVK for kills with just 2 marches. I'm a low spender, I don't spend on tech, I don't spend on crystal tech. Now having 5 marches on the field could be an absolute game changer. But yeah, like I said at the start, it could be too much. I don't even know I've got 5 sets of equipment. Like, I'm going to be using gathering equipment mainly. I've got 3 decent sets and possibly I'll just run 3 marches on the field. I don't know. But in the future, you're going to get some tier lists, best marches, what to upgrade first, I guess, who's going to be the main priority in ranged. I've got so much testing to do. Like, Lilith, you've put a massive job on my hands now. But I look forward to doing it and showing you guys in the near future. So guys, keep an eye out for the channel. Don't forget to subscribe, because otherwise you're not going to see any of that. Get the notifications, set your notifications to pop up for Mr. Siege, and there's going to be so much Siege content coming up in the future. So guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and bye bye. This is me, Mr. Siege. Bye bye guys.